Hey guys, again we're talking about our graphing quadratics. We've already gone through axis of symmetry, vertex, y-intercepts. We've got ourselves a couple points over here and our axis of symmetry drawn. The next piece that we got to deal with is our table to get our other points. Okay, so if I'm going to go through this table essentially is something that just gives me a basic idea what my graph's going to look like. It gives me a couple important points to help us get there. There's other ways to deal with this graphing. This is just one method to get there. Okay, so when we fill out a table, our vertex right here, it's kind of the MVP. It is going to always be right in the middle of it. Okay, so my x value here is 1, my y value is 3. It will always, always, always be the middle of your table. Okay, the way I figure out the rest of the table, I'm going to plug in for my x's. I'm creating those x's. I will always pick x's that are on either side of that number. So right here I have a 1, so the next numbers I would have is 2 and 3. On the other side would be 0 and -1. Those are the numbers that I'm going to plug in. Again, I choose those because they're easy and they're right next to the one that we just dealt with. Okay? So I already have my vertex. I technically really only need to get 2 other points. Okay? It is your choice on which ones you want to use or which ones you want to do. So if you want to do -1 and 0 or 2 and 3, you can go ahead and do that. Okay? I would always choose the easier numbers. So if I'm looking at this, 0 is always the easiest number to plug in. So if I was going to plug this into my problem, I would again plug any of these points, these x values, back into my original problem. So if I'm going to use 0 as my first one, I would plug in y equals -2 parentheses 0 squared plus 4 parentheses 0 plus 1. Again, 0 is the easiest because anything times 0 is 0. So here -2 times 0 is 0, 4 times 0 is 0, so I would have 0 plus 0 plus 1. Well, 0 plus 0 plus 1 is just 1. Okay? The reason why this is really nice and easy is because since our graph is symmetrical, that's why we have our axis of symmetry that kind of splits it right in half, whatever I get here is also going to match on the other side of my vertex. So that's why we want it in the middle, because it gives us those other points. So if this is 0, 1, then this one's going to be 2, 1. Okay? Now I can pick between -1 or 3 which one I want to plug in. Personally, I don't like messing with negatives, so I would choose the 3. You can choose either one, whichever one you would like, but I'm going to again say I like to deal with positives. Okay? So I'm going to kind of box this one off. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing here. So I'm going to have y equals -2 parentheses. Again, I'm getting this from up here. I'm just replacing the x with our 3. So I have 3 here squared plus 4 parentheses 3 plus 1. Again, plugging our points in, kind of going through that piece. 3 squared is 9. 9 times -2 is -18. Plus 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 1. So our y value is going to equal, when I plug all this in, -18 plus 12 is -6. Plus 1 is -5. So I'd have -5. We have our table filled out, again, by just plugging those x values in. Again, I know both of these are -5. They're on either side. I'll plug these points in. 1, 3 was already there for my vertex. 0, 1 we already had for our y-intercept. 2, 1 tells me to go to the right 2, up 1, and put my dot here. -1, -5 tells me to go to the left 1, down 5, and put a dot there. 3, -5 tells me to go to the right 3, go down 5, put a dot there. Your graph should look like kind of a U shape. Okay? The table probably is the longest process, but again, it is just plugging things back in for your x as you go. Okay? This would be kind of the end result, at least right now, for our graphing quadratic. So if you just want to get a graph on there, this is kind of your process. Okay? Again, let us know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you guys real soon.